Hello there. I'm Scotty. You're not, and I'm going to review Pray for the Devil. I was supposed to record this last night, and it took longer than I expected to get here home, and then I did my haul video. But this is still going up today, so it's still technically I didn't lie. I'm just recording it later than I wanted to. So, Pray for the Devil was a movie that I saw the trailers and I was just like, nah. But I wanted to make sure I had enough movies to rank, which I'm behind on reviewing a bunch of these. And so I bought this, and I got the menu, and I watched that, and I go, you know what? I think I can rank all the horror movies from last year that I saw, and I was like, Pray for the Devil, shit. So watched this morning and some through work, but I watched most of it this morning before work because I woke up early. It's a demon possession movie, and it has the honor of being PG-13, if you can see that. My camera is not flipping things anymore like it should be, but PG-13. So let me know if you can't read the code because it's backwards or the scanning thing won't work. Let me know, and I'll do another video with the code because I thought it would flip it, but it didn't. So Pray for the Devil tells the story of Anne, who is a nun who is obsessed with exorcisms and stuff like that because her mother was supposedly possessed by a demon. And yeah, if you saw the trailers, they kept using the phrase, people say, let him in. But another phrase I kept hearing was, first female exorcist. And in this society today, you roll your eyes at stuff like that. Like, oh, we're doing this. But watching the movie, it's exactly that. It's not overly done, but it's very much, oh, she's a woman, she's a nun, she can't possibly be an exorcist, she can't do anything the guys do. Like she sits in one of the classes, which is okay with Quinn, Father Quinn, who is played by Colin Salmon here. But all the boys are like, oh, and the other ones are like, this is not the way. She is a nun. She's not into that. So it's very much that kind of thing. And it's not as heavy-handed as other movies would have you. You know, it's not like Black Christmas 2019 or Summer Party Massacre remake where they just hammer that in that, men are superior, supposedly, according to those movies, and women are secondary citizens, supposedly, according to those women, to those movies, not women, to those movies, but it's not as heavy-handed as that, but it's got that kind of tone to it, but it doesn't hold the movie down. What holds the movie down is it's just not that good. The acting is good for the most part. Some of the demon possession shit did make me wince and jump a little bit. The first scene of this movie got me. It's a flashback of Anne when she was a kid, and her mom's knocking on the door, let me in, and then she goes, honey, let me in, let me in, and it's just like, okay, we're in for it, and then it just evens out and makes it very humdrum type movie, where it's just like, okay, and I bring in this girl who is who is supposedly possessed, but is there a name in here somewhere? And this girl supposedly possessed, and even though they're teaching how to do exorcisms, they teach it where it's mostly humoring things, but they don't fully believe that demons are possessing people, and then it's more, oh, they have mental issues. Let me tell you something. If you go into an exorcism not fully believing that this is happening and not fully putting your full belief in this. That's why it's not working. That's why most of these people are dying, because they're not believing in it. The number one thing with exorcisms and trying to take down the devil is you have to believe in the devil. How many of these movies have we seen? You have to believe in it first in order to stop it. In order to get rid of it, you have to believe in it. And right away, it's like, oh, they don't believe in the devil stuff. It's more, we have to make sure it's not mental, mental problems. But if you are teaching your students to do that, and your future exorcists to do that, you are teaching them to not fully believe in what they are doing. And if they do not do that, then it's not going to work. And that's why all these people end up dying, right? Yeah, she makes a friend in Father Dante, who I think he's one of the better characters in this movie, and she makes a friend with this little girl. And Virginia Madsen's in this, and she's pretty much wasted, where it's like, she's basically the naysayer on stuff, like when, she's the psychiatrist, and she's telling her what happened, and she's telling her, oh, my mother was possessed by a demon, and basically Virginia Madsen is there saying, no, your mother had mental issues. And it'd be something if they kind of went with that sort of thing, like it wasn't really sure. But there is stuff that happens throughout this movie where it's very evident, yeah, it's demonic presence. It's a demonic presence. Yeah. Eventually, though, Father Dante takes her to see his sister, who is possessed by a demon. His sister was pregnant. And she gave up the baby, I think it was. And the demon in there is feeding off the guilt from giving it up, or having him, what's it called? Abortion, sort of thing, which maybe it wasn't an abortion, because coming out in 2022 and the whole thing happened. But, yeah, it's just very, like, that. And after performing what should have been a successful exorcism, she confides in Father Dante that she had a baby when she was 15 and had to give it up, and give it up and give it a rosary thing. And they show that specific stuff, and you think, okay, that's got to come back somehow. And wouldn't you know it, just the little girl that she's trying to help just so ends up being her actual daughter she gave up. Ain't that a load of horse shit? I mean, come on. Like, this, she gives up this girl, and she just so happens to show up at the exact, hospital school that she's at. Connected, yeah. And you could say the demon organized it like that, sure. But I don't know. It's very, coincidental here. And what happens is she ends up sacrificing herself, throwing herself into the holy water, because she gets possessed by the demon, forces it into her, and then jumps into the holy water. But she survives, even though we're supposed to believe that anyone who goes in there doesn't survive, but she did, for reasons. And we have this very, very confusing ending where she sort of defeated this thing, and the girl's able to go home. And I forgot to mention what I said, that the sister should have worked, because the next day she gets yelled at because apparently the sister died. And I'm like, no, it should have worked. That doesn't make any sense. Like, she exorcised the demon, and then she still died. And it's like, I thought it was going to be revealed that the Dante told the school people, and they took her and killed her, because that's what they were doing, taking them down there and killing them on purpose, because they actually do believe in demon possession, and killing the person that's possessed would make more sense than allowing them to, to live and tell their stories, make more people believe. They want to hide it, but no, it's just she died, and that's it. And I don't know. Again, there are some ideas that could have worked better here, but it just doesn't work. And then we have this confusing ending where she gets in a cab, and because she is going to be the first female exorcist, which they put in the trailers, which only comes up here at the end, that there was another one like 1,300 years ago or 300, whatever, years ago, that did do it, and she's going to be the first one since then to do it. And so she gets in a cab and she's driving, and according to Wikipedia, the cab driver is supposedly the same old guy that attacked her earlier, but it's not the same guy. I don't know. But the cab driver turns around. There's this woman with cloudy eyes, comes up to the window, and then she turns around, and the driver's there and says, and then it just, she puts out the cross and it growls at her, and it ends, and it's like, you guys didn't have an ending. You didn't have an ending. You could have had her drive off. You didn't need to do it. Because now, it's like, oh, she defeated this thing. She faced her fear. She faced the evil that took out her mom. Nope. It's still there. Like, the devil still wants, we get it, but this is just not needed. And I saw this ending and I went, what the hell is that? You know, it's just, no. For me. And so I would have to say that this movie is not worth your time. That is my rating for this movie. It's not worth time. I don't know if I'll ever watch this movie again, but yeah, I can add it to my list, I guess. And in a year of horror bangers, there were a few duds out there. But yeah, so it's not worth your time. I'm going to do a ranking of all the 2022 horror movies that I saw. Now that that's the last one I have to do. I will explain my criteria in that video. But what are your thoughts on Praying for the Devil? Leave a comment below. Share, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Scotty. I'll see you in the next one.